What's up everybody, today I'm going to be teaching you how to use your DS emulator, your Delta DS emulator on your phone to get whatever Pokemon you want to Pokemon Home and then into Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So let's go. First, in your Delta emulator, you want to go down to DS, Melon DS, click WFC server, and for me, pick the very first option, the VMMFI option, and then go into internet settings in your 3DS, go into your already established internet connection. For me, it's home Wi-Fi. Change the setting, and you guys do want to update your Delta DS emulator in the App Store. Change the settings in your established Wi-Fi, go into DNS, click no, and go into detail setup, and input the primary DNS that you saw on your DS emulator. And after that, just hit save. Then you're going to want to register friend codes between your actual DS and your DS emulator. You can find your friend code down there and then put it in right here as well. You guys can see my one registered friend is Joe. Joe is the dude who owned the Pokemon Black version before me. And yeah, after that, you should be good to go. Now, there are some rules to this. For example, for legendary Pokemon, you can't just go pick out any random legendary Pokemon and run into tall grass and catch it. I try to bring them over, but they get stopped in the Pokemon transporter. So what I instead do is go to the place where the legendary Pokemon can be catched and then catch it. It doesn't matter if you catch it with a static encounter like you usually do, or if you catch it through the normal or like the tall grass means. However, there are two exceptions to this. Registeel, Regirock, and Regice, even in the underground ruins, weren't able to be transferred, and so was Latios in White 2's Dream World. For regular run-of-the-mill Pokemon like this Leafeon, I guess you could just transfer it over. I haven't had any problem transferring any regular run-of-the-mill Pokemon through the Pokemon transporter and into home. So yeah, if you guys want just any regular Pokemon like a shiny that's really attractive to you, then yeah, you can use this method to easily catch it. After you got all your desired Pokemon, you can now go into the center Wi-Fi room and start a session. The funny thing is you can actually fast forward this entire cutscene so it doesn't take as long. And then this will pop up that will tell you that you have now enabled the Wi-Fi feature. Now, off the Delta emulator, you want to start the session by going up to this screen and selecting trading as the interaction you want to do. And then off your DS, you want to go click the NPC that is jumping around to start the trade. Now, unfortunately, I didn't record myself trading over Leafeon because I thought that would be redundant because I already recorded this. But basically, the game flagged Regirock, Registeel, and Ice for some reason. And I think it's because it shows that I encountered them in a faraway place. Even though I did encounter them in the underground ruins, it's not showing. But basically, from your DS, just trade any undesirable Pokemon like this Ammonite. Well, from your emulator, trade the desired Pokemon, so this Regirock in our case. After the trade is done, you can go into the Pokemon transporter and transport your Regirock or your Leafeon in this case as you would any regular Pokemon. It's going to go through some dialogue. It's going to flag all the Pokemon it recognizes as hacked that it won't allow you to transfer over. But Leafeon, since it's run-of-the-mill, even though it is technically hacked in, they just let it slide. It's really legendaries you have to be worried about. Again, if you encounter the legendary in the area you're supposed to encounter it in, even if it's like a hacked mon, it will still let it go through. It allowed me to carry over Kyurem, a shiny Kyurem. I don't even think that's shiny unlocked, but Virizion, shiny Kyurem, Thundurus, and Tornadus. And the funny thing is, Thundurus and Tornadus, I went over to like Route 7 where it rainstorms and encountered them, and it let them go through easily. I don't know why it's not letting Regirock, Registeel, and Regice. But yeah, then you open your Pokemon Home and then you input the code, and then you can now transport it over. You can see some of the shinies there I did bring in from Pokemon Black. And finally, when you're done, you can now have a shiny Leafeon inside Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Now, this shiny is actually really hard to shiny hunt inside the games if you ever shiny hunted it, just because its shiny sucks. That's why I chose it as like the regular Pokemon to hunt. But yeah, like this is like a very good method if you have everything to encounter the legendaries or the shinies you want. Now you're gonna need a physical copy of Pokemon Black or Pokemon White or Pokemon Black 2 or Pokemon White 2. That's gonna require some money. You all will also need a 3DS with Pokemon Transporter and Pokemon Bank. And of course the premium subscription to Pokemon Home. Now obviously these are not legit shinies. I'm a shiny hunter, so like most of my shinies are legit, but these guys are obviously not legit. But am I gonna waste hours on end shiny hunting Latias or shiny Kyurem, which I don't even think is available? No, I'm just gonna use this exploit, alright? And if you guys have this stuff available to you too, then yeah, you use it too. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. Again, you can catch the shiny in its normal encounter area. For example, Kyurem is encountered at the Great Chasm, so I went to the Great Chasm and I used the shiny exploit and Kyurem encounter run, like modified encounter tool, and I encountered it. I caught it in a Master Ball, and I was able to transfer over a shiny Kyurem, even though I'm pretty sure it's shiny locked. But in this scenario where I'm at the underground ruins and I am gonna catch shiny Regirock, Registeel, and Regice, for some reason it's not letting me transfer them over. I did this twice already in case I accidentally was in like a black zone, because I did use walkthrough walls to get to this point. But yeah, like, they do not let these guys go through, but it's okay though. You guys can use Pokemon Black 2's ROM and Pokemon White 2's ROM, and if you have two phones, you can communicate with them to each other, so like you're able to get the keys and encounter Regirock and Registeel's and Regice's static encounter, and hopefully that goes through. Same with Black 2. If you guys want Latios instead of Latias in Dream World, you can just do a regular grass encounter for Latios, but it has to be in Black 2, not White 2. As for the legendary dogs and the legendary birds, as well as Lugia, Kyogre, and Groudon, there's no way to get them shiny out of this exploit, but you would be able to do it with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Except that's a bit more complicated. You're gonna basically have to remove your Wi-Fi password and do it. It's just the way the Gen 4 games are made. I actually have like a mesh Wi-Fi system, so I can actually set up a guest Wi-Fi account, and I'm gonna try doing it with that and see if that works. However, since I only have one 3DS, it doesn't really matter if that works or not, because, you know, I'm not gonna be able to transfer over from Heart Gold to Pokemon Black and then on forth. But if you do have all the necessary tools and you don't want to spend hours shiny hunting, then within probably one focused hour, you can probably get all the shinies you really want. By the way, just use the same method in Heart Gold and Soul Silver too, because I do have some illegal Pokemon from Heart Gold and Soul Silver from when I played it as a kid. And yeah, Pokemon Transporter did not let them go forward. So if you want to catch, for example, shiny Rayquaza, go to the embedded tower with the jaded orb and catch it, and then just use the shiny like cheat code to get it shiny. You know what I mean? You don't need to like just go into the grass on Route 1 and catch it. I don't think that would let that slide. But yeah, if you guys found this video valuable, like, comment, subscribe, definitely try it out for any shiny you want, and I'll see you guys in the next one.